Hello, it is July the 5th, 2019, uh, maybe around 11 o'clock in the morning. First off, happy Independence Day to my American friends. Sorry I missed you yesterday. It was quite a busy day, but I wanted to wish you a happy Independence Day. As a Canadian now, I have greater understanding for what Independence Day would mean to you, much more than I understood before, and I had a pretty good understanding. I understand what it's like to live under tyrannical rule from someone far away who wants to rape and pillage your society and your children. I have a great understanding of what the American Revolution was truly all about and how much I want my country to become a republic one day as well. So happy Independence Day, America. There's a few things I want to do first. Remember, today's the weekly update, so I wanted to talk about what happened in the week, but there are a few other things that are in the picture that I need to make sure that I express. Number one, there's this allusion to moving vans and self storage. This has gone on for quite a while, well over months, if not years. There are moving companies that will box things for you and put things in boxes and move them around. This is all over. So there's something going on with moving boxes and moving supplies, packing supplies, all of this. There's something going on with self-storage units. Canadian self-storage units, there's a company called All Canadian Self-Storage that I used years ago. This is typically what we would use to store away goods while we were moving from one place to another, or while a house was closing, that type of thing. And some people, when they went to university or went overseas, I did this as well, would use these units. But there's this added element now. There's this self-storage thing that you store human beings in these things. Either, I don't know the full truth of it, but there's something going on with self-storage units, and that people or things, human things, can be put in these self-storage units. It ties in with this moving thing of moving, this big emphasis on some stores of moving boxes. Moving boxes. This isn't something that was typically Canadian, but there's something now with putting something in a box and shipping it somewhere, and you've got a certain number of days to do this. There's stuff going on here that's not good. And it involves moving boxes, it involves self-storage units, it involves the transportation of living organisms. That's one thing. The other thing that's interesting is we keep coming back to this Dutch imagery. The Dutch imagery has been played around quite a bit, and part of it's mocking me, part of it's mocking Canada. When I was in Toronto, there were signs on trees saying, "Beware of falling ice." There's all these ice cap jokes made about Tim Hortons. There's all kinds of allusion to windmills, to old Dutch potato chips, to the Diary of Anne Frank, to the boy holding his finger against the dike in Amsterdam and preventing it from being flooded. This constant Dutch imagery going on. So what's the truth of it? Well, I haven't had one piece of news since I was put under this imprisonment. From what I gather, something has happened to the ice cap, or something is going to happen. In northern Manitoba, apparently it's all flooded because I assume something has happened to world sea levels, and the climate in Canada is not the same as it used to be. So how big an ice cap has fallen off into the ocean, I don't know. If the whole thing is gone, or part of it, or this is a threat of what's going to happen in the future. But there's this whole thing of ice caps collapsing into the sea and global warming and all of that. Part of the ice cap thing is not just the ice cap itself, but the whole water level. Like I've said, since I came here to Vancouver, something about the water in Vancouver Harbor has never made any sense to me. It doesn't feel like an ocean. It feels like a bathtub to me. I've seen bigger waves in Lake Ontario through my whole life than I have in Vancouver Harbor. This place does not look like an ocean to me. Something very odd is going on. There's all these allusions to domes and this and that. The only thing, interestingly, that I have not gone to in all of my journeys or explorations is I've never gone out into the water. I've never gone out to the water once here. I was in Toronto in August of 2017, and I was staying at the Tartu. It was a U of T residence just for the summer. I rented a room for a week. And right beside there, across the street from this building, is a Jan Martel Park. Whether it was always the Jan Martel Park or it was just renamed when I got there to mock me, this Jan Martel Park is there. Jan Martel is a Canadian author who wrote several books, one of which I believe, if I got the name correct, I didn't read the book. I'm sorry, Jan, I didn't get around to it. But The Life of Pi. And apparently this Life of Pi has a man or a boy who was adrift in the ocean for a period of time and living in this life raft, and apparently went through this story at this point, what his life was like on this life raft. And when I was in the park, the thing that was interesting is they had some arrangements of planters for plants or flowers, and they were in the shape of rowboats, so it's just kind of cute in the Jan Martel Park. But there was more than cuteness to it. There's this thing that I have never gone out to the water here, and it's the one thing that's noticeable is I've climbed mountains. I've gone across the prairies. I've gone across rivers, streams. I've gone as far north as the Yukon. I've been all over the country. I've been through all kinds of different topography. But the only thing, and that's interesting, the only thing I've never gone out to is the ocean here. Something has held me back all the time, saying, don't go there, don't go there. There's something going on with the ocean here. And one night, whether this is true and who put this here, there was clearly a set made up that if I got into this rowboat, I would be capsized. That somehow there's this risk that going out in the water would lead to almost a tsunami against me, from which it would be impossible to survive. There's something going on here with the water. So we'll leave it at that. So we've got the Dutch imagery that still hasn't been explained. Has the ice cap melted? Has it dropped? Part of it dropped. Is there, like, the illusion was, I'm the boy holding the dike back. I'm the boy holding the water back. Is there something out there? I know down in South Vancouver Island by Victoria, near Cloverfield, there is a sign that said that, what do they call them? The breakers that are put in to prevent the tides from coming in as strongly as they would. Something breaker, I can't remember. But there was this sign saying that these breakers were being put in place around southern Victoria to control the wavelength, or the wave height, sorry. And I know that's not the truth. This is not some sort of just Environment Canada experiment to try to make the environment better or more holistic. This is some cynical thing going on. There's always this allusion to a dome over me. What this dome is and where it is, I don't know. I'm not a mind reader and I'm not psychic, so I can't figure things out. I don't believe in aliens. I think Sigourney Weaver is real, but I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in spacecraft. I don't believe in extraterrestrial intelligence. I don't believe in any of it. It goes completely against all of my spiritual views. So I don't believe in that. I do believe in facts and documentation, and I believe in things that I can see with my own eyes. But the fact that there might be aliens of more intelligence that are here and repopulating the planet and all of this bullshit that I'm supposed to believe, well, it's all bullshit. You're never going to hear me that spaceships have landed and aliens are running around, because it's all bullshit. I don't go for fantasy that way. Anyway, that way. Fantasies are fun, but not those kind. But so those are some points that we wanted to get across. We want to finish off two more things. I have to show you what my body looks like, because we do this every Friday, is let you see what's happening to me and what's being done. So let me put this, let me just try to angle it. Where can I put this guy so he's on a level? Let me just put him, if I can, right here. This should work. All you need to do, yeah.